Ready to roll? Nun test. Daf nun test.
Where's the Chazor first?
Yeah. Where did we leave off? Oh, by the two there.
Two dots, yeah.
Okay, Chazara. I heard a great shot from Rabbi Leibowitz's Daf. I was online in Costco. Costco is cash only tonight, my mazel.
What? I never had.
Their machines shut down.
What time did you go?
About 7:30. The machine. I got Windex and the water bottle. Yeah. So
Digital
for a while, it was the thing. The lines were crazy, and I was doing returns, and I got stuck behind some guy returning something in a garbage bag. I can only imagine what was in there. And some religious lady returning a vacuum cleaner without a box. So I knew that I was on that line for a long time.
You have to have the box?
No, but whatever, it takes so long. So anyways, I listened to the shir from Rabbi Leibowitz, the Daf Yomi shir. He said some very nice things. We'll get to that. Yeah. Anyway, so Chazor, Daf Nun Ches. Curses of Babel and Shomron, right? Bracha on 600,000 people. Then Ben Azai, who said that Adam Arishan had to work so hard for everything, and he didn't have to work hard for anything. The brachas we make on smart people by Goyim and by Yidden. Brachas that we make on kings, of that whole story with Rav Ashi, that he was blind, right? And then the story of Rav Shila and the Goyim, that he testified in front of the Goyim about that this guy was with a behema as opposed to with a mitzvah, right? Then on Amud Beis is what you do with seeing houses in ruins. And then the story of the Tzaddik's house being destroyed. And we basically said that the only way out of it, not the way out of it, the pshat is like if Hashem is suffering, that his house is destroyed, so why shouldn't Tzaddikim also suffer? Right? Then we said bracha on seeing Jewish graves, bracha on seeing someone after 30 days or a year. That should be on, not in. Bracha on seeing strange things, mamishana brias, bracha on seeing nice things, and description of shooting stars. I looked in the art scroll today, it said comets. Yeah, that's a comet, right? That's like a shooting star. I have no idea what the difference between a comet and a shooting star. Comet is not a shooting star. Not comet, the cleaning thing.
No, comet is something that orbits. It's an object that orbits another planet or another object.
I hear.
It's not specifically
Okay.
not a star.
Fine.
So,
Whatever. Okay. Well, we got more strange things that we need people, scientists tonight. We need some scientists. All scientists on deck. Yeah? Fine. So the last thin line on Nun Tes Amud Aleph. My voice. What are voice? Right? So Omer, yeah, you have it?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so we make a bracha on voice. What is voice? Omer of Katina, Guha. Or Goya. It's earthquakes. Right? So Rav Katina, Havaka Azal Ba'archi, he was going on the way, Kimata Apisla de Be'uba, right? When he got to the door of the Be'oiba Tamya, which some guys that do some sort of fortune telling with bones, right? So Gonach Goya, so the Goya, like how do you say it? Like complained, right? Gonach Goya. I'm sorry. No. The Gonach Goya means the earth. It had an earthquake. Gonach is a lashon of like groaning. So the earth groaned. So there was an earthquake. Amar miyada uba tamya hai goa mahu. So he asked. Rav Katina asked this bones guy, "What's this? Do you know what this thing was?" So Ramale kala katina, right? So he lifted up his voice and he said, Katina, why should I know? Am I lo yadan? I'm saying, why should I not know? Of course I know. He thinks he knows everything. When Hashem thinks about his children, that they're in pain, he cries liyamagadol. So he cries two tears into the yamagadol. And his voice gets heard from one end of the world to the other end of the world. Behind Uguha, that is what an earthquake is. Amar Katina, Uva Tamya Kadivhu. This Uva Tamya is a liar, right? Kadiv, Dalit, and Zayin is interchangeable. Kadiv is a lie, right? So Kadivhu, Umile Kadiv, and he's a liar and his words are a lie. Because if it's two if what created this earthquake was two tears, so it should have been two earthquakes, right? And what he said, Rav Katina's question on this bone guy was not any question. Gua Ovid. Really, there was two earthquakes. And Rav Katina didn't admit to it because he didn't want the whole world to start using this fortune teller. So therefore, Rav Katina made it like there was only one earthquake, but really there was two earthquakes. Yeah.
The Gemara they cited after the big tsunami.
What did they say? This they said this out there. Did they?
About the two teardrops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
I think it was after effect.
But Rav Katina Didei Omar, and Rav Katina himself said, "Pshat is soife kapov." That's Hashem clapping his hands. Shenemer gamani eka kapi el kapi v'ani chosi chamosi. I'll bang my hands together, and then my anger will calm down. Right? Okay. You would think that maybe was thunder, right? Hashem clapping his hands. Okay, we'll see that by the Rav Nosson Omer. Right, so Rav Nosson Omer, Ancha Misanach. Hashem is sighing. So he said that's and I'm gonna how do you call it? I'm gonna sigh, and then I'm gonna calm me down. Rabbanan Amri, Bayir Perakia. What he's doing is he's kicking the sky. Shenemar, yeah, Haydad Kidroichem Yane El Kol Yeshvei Haaretz. Fine, he's kicking the sky. Ravacha Bar Yaakov Amar, Doichik is Raglov, Tachas Kisei HaKoved. What he's doing, when he's making an earthquake, he's taking his feet and pushing it under the Kisei HaKoved. Shenemar Koyim Hashem, Shemayim Kisei Haaretz Hadayim Raglov. The Shemayim is my seat, and the land is and the world is my footstool, right? That's anybody know when we say that in the Haftarah? I'm only asking that because it's probably the only Haftarah that I know. Erev Rosh Chodesh. I think it's Erev Rosh Chodesh. Shabbos Erev Rosh Chodesh. She said it's fine. Fala Re'imim, and on thunder. So what's thunder? My Re'imim on Rishvul. Anani B'Galgala. It's clouds that bang into each other. Shenemar Kol Ramcha B'Galgal Hiru Brakim. Teva Rugza B'Tirish Haaretz. Right, so there's going to be thunder and lightning, and the land is going to be screaming and yelling. Rugza, it's going to shake, B'Tirish Haaretz, and it's going to make a lot of noise. Right, it's going to yell. Ravanan Amri, Anani T'Shavchi Ma'ela Dodi. These are clouds that are the water is hitting into each other from the clouds. I think, by the way, this is what they say in science, right? That thunderstorms is the clouds. Right, cold with hot.
That's what the
Something
Daf
like
said
that.
today, from yesterday. Shuli Perverson said one of the pshatim is cold.
That what does it have to do with thunder?
Thunder. That's what thunder was.
That was on yesterday's Daf.
Yeah, it said Bracha
We didn't
to
have
make.
thunder yesterday.
Bracha to make.
We don't know that.
I listened to the wrong thing 2 days ago. Do we
I
have
don't
a
know, whatever
bracha?
it is. Okay, so that's what they say. L'kol titoi hamoin mayim b'shemayim. Right, so it says the sound is a placement of a multitude of water in the heavens. That's what the article says. Rav Acha Bar Yaakov Omar, Barka Tkifa, the Barak Banana. It's a lightning that's causing the noise. Meaning the noise of a thunder is the lightning. Right?
Right.
Umasfer Gzizi the Barza, and it breaks up the pieces of hail. Rav Ashi Omar, Rav Ashi says, Anani Chalchuli Mechalchali. These are empty clouds. Vasi Zika Umanashava Pumayim, and the wind goes through the empty clouds, and that's where the thunder comes from. Vadami Kazika Apum Dani. And the same thing when you take wind and you blow on top of barrels, Dani's barrels, so it makes a noise, right? You take a water bottle, not a water bottle, a bottle, wine bottle. I think a lot of science agrees with this Gemara. You know, you take like a wine bottle, and you blow into it, and it makes this noise.
Yeah.
So that's what he's saying is making the thunder. Because what you have is Baruch Braki is there's lightning, then there's thunder, and then comes the rain. Right? That's basically what happens. Yeah. A lot of times you have the thunder having nothing to do with the rain. Am I wrong with that? No, there's lightning, then thunder, and then it starts raining. I mean, sometimes it does both at the same time. Fine.
You can have a lightning storm without any rain, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Then also you make a bracha on ruchos. What's ruchos? Ruchos is wind. Amar Abaya. So Abaya says zafa. It's like a wind storm. From Rabbi Gemiri, we learned the zafa baleli loy havu. We know that there's no there's no crazy windstorms at night. Oh, but we see that they do have windstorms at night. That's only when it started during the day. From Rabbi Gemiri, we learned the zafa tati shoy loy koi. You're not going to have a windstorm for more than 2 hours. The kaim mashenemar, because it's to loy sokum pamayim. Sorry, you won't have twice any sort of sorrow. Right, so these crazy windstorms can't last more than 2 hours. But we see that they do last more than 2 hours. Tamasik beni beni. No, there's little calms in the middle of the storm. You can have wind and then it'll calm down for a bit, and then it'll start up again. I wonder if that's wind gusts, but I don't know. Yeah.
Bavel?
What?
Just in Bavel only or throughout the world?
I think it's throughout the world. Why? You think it's only Babel?
Because Amoraim from Bavel are saying this.
Oh, so I don't know. I thought it's everywhere. Okay. Right. So what do you make? What bracha do you make? You say shekachu gvarasim alayhi. My brakim. What are brakim? Right. Amarava bracha. It's lightning. Amarava, right? Koilas ubrakim. Amarava bracha yichida ubracha chivari ubarka. There's one type of lightning, and then there's white lightning, ubarka yerukta, and then there's this is Negea, right? Why do you touch Yorick?
Yeah.
What?
Green? No.
They touch it.
They touch Yorick. The Olam touches Yorick is green, right? Esther Amalka, they say
It's green.
Yorick. Green. It's not green. Yorick Kakarti is green. Yorick is yellow. Yeah, just putting that out there, right? That's what article says. Yeah, it's
You didn't even give a whole time.
No, I'm just saying that's a pshat. The Yorick Kakarti is green. Yorick is yellow.
It's yellow. What's
So anyway,
yellow?
so there's three.
Chinese?
I don't know. Tanned. I guess there's some form of tan. Anyway, so there's three types of lightning. There's regular lightning, and there's white lightning and yellow lightning. Vanane the Salkan Bekerem Aravis. Right? Then you have clouds that come from the western corner of Asim Mekeren Deraimis, and then they come from the southern corner, Vatarti Hanani the Salkan Chadalapi Chaverta. And you have two clouds, and they go hit each other, right? They face each other. Kulu Kashin. And they're all bad. I mean, if you see these things happening, clouds from the west, clouds from the south, and they're all banging into each other, then that's not a good sign. So what's the difference if it's a bad sign? So, okay, I don't understand what the Gemara's question was. Well, of course, it's a bad sign. That means we have to daven for a rachamim from Hashem. But that's only at night. But in the morning, that doesn't mean anything. These clouds, if it's in the morning, it's not a problem. Clouds that are in the morning don't have anything to it. You have chesed in the morning, and then it goes away. That's the end of the pasuk. Hi Amri Inchi. This is what people say. Kad miftach bibei mitra. When rain falls, then the gates are open in the morning. Bar chamra moich sakya. Then the bar chamra, the guy that drives the donkey, moich sakich v'gani. You should fold up your sack and go to sleep. Right? Meaning, so what's the kasha? So we said that morning rain is no good, and here it's obviously good. We didn't say it's no good, it's just like meaningless. And here we're saying it's very good because we tell the donkey driver he doesn't have to work. Like kasha had the katar, be'eva had the katar banani. One is talking about where the sky is be'eva is thick clouds, and the katar banani is it's just like small clouds, right? So obviously thick clouds is not good, but smaller clouds are. Yeah. Amar Rav Alexandri, Amar Rav Yeshua ben Levi. The reason why they created thunder is to smooth out your bent heart, meaning to straighten you out. Because right, Velikim also Sheyirul milfanam, and Hashem made it so that people should be scared, right? So when you hear thunder, you get scared, and then you start doing tshuva. I better be a good guy. So that's how it strains you out. Haroya es a keshes, but anon. If you see we haven't discussed this yet. If you see a rainbow in a cloud, you need to fall on your face. Like when you see a keshes that's in the anon, right? So it's like seeing Hashem. And I will see it, and then I will fall on my face. So basically, we're saying not only you have to make a bracha on the rainbow, you actually have to fall down on your face. And in Marava, they cursed him for saying this. Because then it looks like you bow down to the rainbow. If you're going to bow down to the ring, right? That's why, by the way, we say Aleinu after Kiddush Levana, because we don't want it to look like we are davening to the moon. So that's why we say Aleinu. That's a tefillah to the Rebbeinu Shalom, right? But a bracha you definitely make. What's the bracha? Baruch zecher abris. You made that Hashem remembers the bris that he made with Noach, that he's no longer going to make a mal. He's never in his bris, and he's kaim. He believe he's trusting in his bris, and he's kaim amar. He's going to keep his word. Amar Papa Hilkoch Namrina Lutavar. They always say both of them. Baruch zecher abris, v'nem abris v'kaim b'mamor. Now, just a couple of things here. Our rainbows, I personally, anyways, we have the Masada that we don't make all these types of brachas. But the question is, are our rainbows, the rainbows that we're talking about here? Because these rainbows, from the Gemara, it's mashma that you see the rainbow in the cloud. These rainbows only come out when it's like a very dark sky, even though clearly there's a lot of rain going on. But if you go to the Niagara Falls, you always see a rainbow over Niagara Falls, right?
Right.
So it's from the mist. So some poskim say that I think it's Rabbi Yonasan Eibshitz, if I remember correct, who says that that's not the rainbow that we're talking about. The rainbow that comes from when there's mist and rain and all that, that's just the way the light shines on these type of things. So you got to be sure before making the bracha on a rainbow that it's taka the proper rainbow. I don't know how you make sure. I don't know. Then. So Rabbi Leibowitz had said on the shir that he saw from Rabbi Yashiv. He didn't remember where he said it. Well, somebody want to say something?
Yeah, I'm saying it's all because of water. The rainbow, scientifically, the rainbow only happens one way. It happens to happen in the cloud.
Right. So that's not that, meaning that seems to be not the rainbow that Hashem is doing to remind us.
But I'm saying the rainbow that Hashem is doing to remind us is also water vapor in the sun.
Well, that's what you're just saying. You're scientifically trying to justify where it's coming from.
Right, but I'm saying, it's not like it's a I don't know. I'm not saying magical, but it's not like something magical happens.
No, I understand. Right. But the thing is if you could have a rainbow. Sometimes you look at a puddle on the floor and it looks like there's a rainbow there, right? So how do you know what's the legit rainbow, what's not?
You're saying the rainbow of Hashem sending us a message.
Correct. Yeah, right. Meaning, and the only rainbow you make the bracha on is if it's one that Hashem's sending us the message, right? Are we going to do every 30 days drive to Niagara Falls so you can make the bracha on a rainbow?
No, so I'm saying, so then what's so what we see after a rainstorm, so how do you know, or that's what you're asking, how do you know?
That's right, exactly. I'm just justifying those of us that don't make the bracha when we see it, that's all. Right? Yes, it's kedai to get stressed out that Hashem wants to destroy the world and become a better person. I agree to do that every time you see a rainbow, 100%. Right? Just whether you should make the bracha. Anyways, they said an interesting thing. Why not? Do tshuva? What was it to get to do tshuva? What?
Do you not see any of the brachas in the back of that Art Scroll Sitter? They have like a whole list of them, like 600,000 Jews and things like that. Are they all?
That's what I'm saying. All the stuff that we're discussing here, I personally do not make them. No, I don't even make shechayanu, but we'll discuss it on Amud base because we're getting to an Amud base.
You don't make shechayanu when?
Anyway, so he said this shot.
Right?
Rabbi Leibowitz said he's some Rabbi Yasha. The Rav Papa said, right, so there's two shitas what bracha to make. Either Zaychar Abris or Nema Bris V'Kaim B'Mamari. And Rav Papa says to do both. Right? So he says that's why Rav Papa's Talmidim that you say at the end of a scene, Rav Papa, he said because Rav Papa obviously had a lot of chashivas for Talmidei Chacham. It wasn't shot that Rav Papa wanted to combine both brachas because he wanted to make wanted to make everybody happy. He's saying no, Rav Papa was machshiv Talmidei Chacham so much that he said, how could each one be wrong? Therefore, we're gonna have to do like both of them, right? And he says that's why he was so successful, right? Which I personally see that when you see families that are successful with their kids, a lot of times I think, you guys can shoot me down if I'm wrong, is that the parents are not cynical about Das Torah, about Rabbanim. They're very much machshav everybody, and that's what, whatever. A little musser, if I must say. Anyways, okay, right. Right? So on mountains and on valleys, yeah. Now, Akiva, you made a bracha on Grand Canyon?
At the time, I was told to make it without a bracha.
Yeah.
I was told to say the bracha without a Shem.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if that's a valley. I don't know. Okay, mountains and valleys.
A very
yeah.
large valley. It is. Yeah, it is. I'll tell you the shot. They say that the mountain, you're at the top of the mountain, and the bottom of the mountain is the valley, where the Colorado River runs through. Is the valley.
Right. Okay, but I mean all the way down, but you don't really see the valley part.
You could. 100% you can.
If you got to get to the right place. Okay.
I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway,
one thing. Then you would hold. You make a bracha.
I don't know. I don't know.
The
it could be it's already too late. Also,
the weather changes as you get down because you're getting down to valley.
Right. So maybe. Okay. Anyway, so what's the bracha on mountains and valleys? So it's Oisem Ma'aseh Bereishis. So the Gemara asks, all these other things, thunder, lightning, all this stuff is not Ma'aseh Bereishis, only mountains and valleys. Also, right? He made thunder, lightning. He made it, so that's Oisem Ma'aseh Bereishis, right? Meaning Hashem made it. Amar Abaya, Karach Fatani. So put it together, right? That you do both, right? Meaning you have to make two brachas on everything that we said. Rava Amar Hasam Baruch Tarti Baruch Shekachem Malayalam Va'Oisem Ma'aseh Bereishis. Over there you make two brachas, right? Meaning by earthquakes and all those other things, you make both Oisem Ma'aseh Bereishis and Shekachem, and then Baruch Shekachem Malayalam Va'Oisem Ma'aseh Bereishis. I don't know if it has to be in that order. Hacha. But here, when it's mountains and all that they're just there always, they're not moving, right? Oisem Ma'aseh Bereishis, Ika, Shekachem Malayalam, Leko. If you just do Oisem Ma'aseh Bereishis, not Shekachem Malayalam. Amr Yeshua Levi, Haraya Rekia B'Tarasa. Aimer, if you see the sky, pure sky, meaning no clouds in the sky whatsoever, so you say, Baruch Oisem Ma'aseh Bereishis. Amosai, right? Amar Abaya Ki Asa Mitra, that's what Abaya says, that's when Kula Laila, Ki Asa Mitra Kula Laila, when the rain came the whole night. Ubetzafra Asa Astano Magadi Lushamai, and then came wind and got rid of the clouds, and now the sky is perfectly clear, which I think does happen a lot of times. When you have this big storm overnight, and you wake up in the morning and it's a perfectly, after snow, right? After snow we find that. Right? Big storm overnight, then you wake up and it's perfectly blue sky. Upligi the Rav from Bar Papa, and he disagrees with Rav from Bar Papa. Damar Rav from Bar Papa, Amar Rav Chisda miyam shechar b'semikdash le'nirus rukiya b'tarasa. Once there was a churban, there was never any pure sky. Shenemar al b'shamayim kadrus. I'm gonna clothe the shamayim in black, v'sak asim ksusam, and I'm gonna make sackcloth as their clothing. Yeah, fine. Now we get into the Birchas Achama Gemara and the planets. There's a lot of science in this next Gemara. Anybody who sees the sun at the time that it starts its cycle, Levana Bigurasa, and the moon when it's strong. This is not Kiddush Levana. And the planets when they go around, meaning the stars when they go around in the Mesila, they go around, it literally means in their paths, right? Umazala is Kesidron, and the signs of the zodiac. That's what we were discussing yesterday. Aimer Baruch Oisem Bereishis. I don't know how you go about seeing this, but that's the bracha you make. Ve'emas Havi. When is it? Amar Abai Kol Chav Cheshnin. That's every 28 years. Right? That's when the whole solar thing. That's why we make Birchas Achama, every 28 years. V'naflu Tkufas Nisan b'Shabsoi, and Tkufas Nisan falls out on the art scroll teaches this as Saturn. But Urta the Tlas Nagi Arba on the evening of the third, falling into meaning Tuesday, the third day of the week, falling into the fourth day of the week, meaning Tuesday night into Wednesday. That's why Birchas Achama is always on a Wednesday morning. Now you have this whole long Rashi here, Shabsai, where he goes through the planets, and it's Mercury and Jupiter and all that, and when the kufas are, it's interesting. If you could understand it, it's interesting. I mean, I can't say I understand it, but it does have to do with the whole solar system. Yeah, fine. Right. So if you see the sea, the prokim, right? So you see it, like prokim ad kama. So we said, the Mishnah says you see it once in a while. So what's once in a while? Until 30 days, meaning every 30 days. If you see the Nahar Pras, right? That's what they call it, the Euphrates, right? From the bridge going to Babel, you say Baruch Ha'isa Berachos. Right? Now Rashi says that the pshat in that is because from there nobody ever messed with the river. Up until there, it's perfectly natural. After that, you can make runoffs and stuff like that.
If you see this every day, you can make a bracha every day?
No, it's every 30 days. Every 30 days.
Let's say it's two different things.
No, then two different things, yeah. Yeah, then, yeah. So as long as
same
you don't
day?
keep 30 days. No, 30, yeah, on the same day. If you see two different things, sure.
Yeah.
So that's why, who they say, this one of the Gedolim was in Gibraltar. So which seas does Gibraltar combine?
Mediterranean and I think
It's Mediterranean Pacific? Can't hear you.
Mediterranean, Atlantic.
Mediterranean what?
Atlantic.
Mediterranean Atlantic. So he held that there's the only place that you vade can make a bracha. On so I
On what?
forgot who it was that I just saw this about.
Bracha on what? Which bracha?
On the some aspirations on the
On
the ocean.
Okay.
Yamagodl.
Okay, you have two?
For some reason he felt that there was one of those two, but there you have both. Whatever you can make. Okay, whatever it is. But in the Shnuya Parsai, nowadays that the Parsim already changed the river from there, so it's Mibei Shavar La'el. It's from Shavar area, meaning you have to move up on the river in order to make this bracha. Rav Yosef Amar May Ihi Dekira Ula'el, from Ihi Dekira, and meaning these are different places in the Euphrates River from where it was still natural. Yeah, maybe Shmuley can fill us in on all this stuff. If you see the bridge of Shivsana over the Tigris River, right? You have the Tigris and Euphrates River. I'm Baruch Ha'isa Berachos. My chidekel. What's chidekel? Right? In if you remember way back in Parshas Berachos with Gan Eden, so there's the different rivers. So it's called chidekel. Its waters are sharp and kalin are light. Right? Yeah. So meaning it's very pure. My pras, what is paras? Right? Shemeim of param v'rovin, because its waters produces its own water. Right? I mean you doesn't have to be fed from anything. V'amarava.
how's that possible?
I'm from underground, I think. That's why I understand it. I don't know if I'm right, but that's what I think. V'amarava hay decharfi b'nei mechuza. Right? That's the reason why the b'nei mechuza is so sharp. Mishum deshalsumai the diglas, because they drink the water from the diglas, which is very sharp. Right? The reason why they are looking red or shtickle is because they have relations during the day. Yeah? And this the reason why they blink their eyes so much is from the Dairu base because they live in dark houses. Since they live in dark houses, anytime you see them in the light, so then they're busy blinking. Yeah? Alex Shamim. So now so it says that on Kshamim, you also make bracha, right? Right? On Kshamim and on good news, you make Baruch hatov vihameitiv. Yeah, but on Kshamim, hatov vihameitiv Baruch. Do you make hatov vihameitiv on rain? Right? Some say we learned in the price. Maybe some Baruch on Kshamim, Mishiyatza Chasen L'Kraskala. When do you make a bracha on kshamim? When the chassan reaches, goes to greet the kala. My mevarchin, what's the bracha you make? Which
you make a bracha on rain with chassan?
What?
What does that mean?
That means the equivalent. The drops go to meet. Right when the drops hit the ground. I think that's what it would mean. Yeah.
Saying the drops that are already on the ground are.
Rashi says that the water that's on the ground, when the drop falls on it, you mean when you drop a drop into a puddle,
Right.
so it looks like there's something coming up from the puddle.
Right.
So it's sort of like greeting each other. So it's a chassan greeting a kala. Yeah. Either way, we're not up to the kasha yet. This is a long kasha. So my mevarchin, what bracha do you make? Amar Rabbi Yehuda, Ma'idem anachnu lach, al kol tipa v'tipa she'redes lanu. Right? Thank you for all the tipas, for every drop that you made fall. Rabbi Yochanan Masayim Bahachi. Ilu finu malei shiro kayom. Right? Right? There you go. Nishmas Paris, that's our niggin for the night. Yeah. Shem lekenu at tishtachaveh. Baruch atah Hashem roiv haidos. The Gemara says, roiv haidos, like kol haidos. What do you mean? We're giving most of the thanks to Hashem and not all thanks. Right? Amarava ema hakel haidos. So what it should mean is hakel haidos. Right? So Amar Papa hilkoch nemer l'tarai. Rav Papa again is saying let's do both. Right? It's just like an Amud Aleph. He said let's do both. So here too, roiv haidos, hakel haidos. Fela kasha. But it's a kasha. Lamaisa, we said here that in the Mishnah it says you make hatov vihameitiv when it rains. And here we're saying you say this whole long bracha. Like kasha hadashama mishma hadachazam michse. One is talking about where you just heard the rain or heard about the rain, and one is where you actually see the rain. Right? Tashama mishma hainu basuras taivus. Right? But if that's the case, then hearing about the rain, that's the same thing as basuras taivus. V'tanan al basuras taivus amar baruch hatov vihameitiv. When you hear good news, you make a vihameitiv. Both brachas don't matter where you see the rain. But like kasha hada asa porta hada asa tuva. One is talking about where it's a small amount of rain, right? Then that's a little bit. And hada asa tuva, when there's a lot of rain, then you make a vihameitiv, right? Because a vihameitiv is always made when you're really happy, right? It's both talking about where there's a lot of rain. But like kasha hada slay ara hada less lay ara. One's talking about where you have land, so then you're happy. But when you don't have land, then you just say the long bracha. Right? So Gemara says, Islay aro hatov vihameitiv avarich. When you have land, that's you make a vihameitiv. Right? V'atnan bana beis payas chadash. If you build a new house, v'kona kelim chadashim, you buy new clothing. Aymer baruch shechayanu v'kiyonu l'zman hazeh. If it's you and somebody else, right? If it's meaning you have a partner or something, then you would make a vihameitiv. So why is he saying this bracha? He should be saying a vihameitiv. Like kasha, this like shutvis, other less like shutvis. That's what we're answering. Saying one is talking about we had a partner, one is talking about we didn't have a partner. When you had a partner, you'd make a vihameitiv. If you don't have a partner, then you make that other bracha. Vatanya kitra shaldavar. Vatanya, I'm sorry, it's not a kasha. This Vatanya, Rashi says, is meant to be said benichusa, right? If it's just you, you make shechayanu. If it's you and a friend, then you make a vihameitiv. So the Gemara says, and if you have nobody else with you, you don't make a vihameitiv. Tanya will learn the right. If somebody tells them that your wife just had a baby boy, you say a vihameitiv. Oh, it's only him there, right? So why doesn't he say shechayanu, right? His wife is there, so therefore it's for two of them. So therefore they make a vihameitiv. Because they're happy with a zachar. Well, what about if you have a girl?
Make shechayanu.
You make shechayanu. Why? So the Mishnah Berurah says, "Mustama, you make a shechayanu by a girl because it's no different than not seeing somebody for 30 days." Right? Or somebody, you're right, or a year. So therefore, he says it's not any worse. So therefore, you make that. Right? Okay.
Tiago, it says,
What?
Who told him his wife had a baby?
That's what I'm saying. That's a riot that you're not supposed to be in the delivery room.
So there must be somebody there. So it is bein adam lechavera or something.
No, because somebody just came and Landau's here. Should we start again? Anyways, No, when you hear good news, that's when you make shechayanu, hatov, vihameitiv. So it doesn't really make a difference who's right. It doesn't make a difference who's with you. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. You have to have somebody with you in order to make a hatov, vihameitiv. Right? If you don't have somebody with you, then you don't.
Has to be someone or your wife.
Your wife also.
Okay. Well, someone doesn't.
No, somebody that it makes a difference to.
Okay.
That's what the Gemara says. It's nichala. She's also happy to have a zachar. Then there's all sorts of different things that Mishnah Berurah discusses about what happens if you had 1,000,000 boys and you didn't want a boy, right? So should you still make the bracha or not? It's not so simple. Fine. Tashima, one of the more fascinating things that could possibly happen in a person's life is this: Meis aviv v'hu yarshay. So, father died, but he left you a good inheritance. So, b'tchila aimer baruch dayin emes. First, you say the bracha dayin emes. And then you make hatov, vihameitiv. Oh, it's only you. It's why you make hatov, vihameitiv. It's only you. You should make shechayanu. There you also have brothers that yashin with you, which based on machloikas that happens from Yerushas, I'm not so sure you should make hatov, vihameitiv if you have brothers. But that's one of the more interesting things. So a guy's father dies, and he makes two different brachas. I once heard a shmooze from the Talmud Rebbe about Tisha B'Av.
Even bigger.
What?
When he's by himself, he makes it even bigger.
Maybe. Right. So the Talmud Rebbe was discussing how Tisha B'Av is a sad day, but it doesn't mean you have to walk around depressed. He said Tisha B'Av, you can be happy and sad on the same day, and his proof was that you could be happy that you made a Yerusha, and sad that you
What are you happy about?
That you lost the father. Oh, so he said, you should be happy that you're an Elech Yid and you have the opportunity to mourn over the Churban. Saying, right, you shouldn't walk around, right? He's saying you should be happy and accept that at least you have the seichel to understand what a Churban is. Right? Okay, fine. Toshima, Shina Yain Eitzarach Levarach. If you change wines, it's very negative to Purim, right? If you change wines, you don't need to make a bracha. Meaning you're eating on a meal, somebody brings another bottle of wine, you do not have to make a new butter priya gofen. Shine makam tzarach levarach. But if you change places, that's what we learned like way many moons ago, or not so many moons ago, as if it was many moons ago. If you change place, then you need to make a bracha. Rav Yosef bar Abba, Rav Yochanan, Avu b'shamro shine yain. Ain't tzarach levarach, avol aimer baruch hatov, vihameitiv. Right. So, but even though you don't make a new bracha on the yain, but you make a bracha hatov, vihameitiv. So whatever it is you see, the Gemara is assuming that you're by yourself. So why are you making that type of vihameitiv? So Gemara says, no, you also have people that are drinking with you. So that's why you make a type of vihameitiv. But if you're just by yourself, then and somebody brings you a new bottle of wine, then you don't need to make a type of vihameitiv. Now Tosfos discusses, like, why don't you make, let's say you're eating meat, and then somebody brings you over another piece of meat. So why don't you make a type of vihameitiv? Or bread, right? You're eating bread, and then they bring you sourdough, Zweig's bread, right? Better. So then why don't you make another bracha, right? So Tosfos says only on wine, because wine does two things, which is really a Gemara before. Wine satisfies you, and it makes you happy, right? So you make a type of vihameitiv. But basar and lechem doesn't make you happy. I mean, you're happy, but you're not. There's nothing about it that will specifically make you happy, right? Yeah. Now, what now? So then the next Tosfos asks the kasha, says, so that means, should you make a shechayanu when you get a new wine? Right? Saying only hatov, meaning hatov, vihameitiv, and shechayanu go hand in hand. When it's you with other people, you make hatov, vihameitiv. When it's you by yourself, you make shechayanu. So maybe when you get a new wine, you should make shechayanu. So Tosfos says, no, you don't do that. Right? You only make on new things. You don't make shechayanu on other things. Yeah. Now the Ramah in Shulchan Aruch, when he discusses making the shechayanu and hatov, vihameitiv, he says that all these types of brachas, there are some that don't make these brachas because it's not necessarily, because really shechayanu is meant to be on things that come from time to time, not on things like that come once in a lifetime, like a new child or a new suit or anything like that.
New
right?
suit doesn't come once in a lifetime.
Well, really, we're going to get to the the new suit next. But anyway, so the Ramah does bring that there are those that are annoying not to make these brachas. Hence, Simon, that's where we come from. That we go with that Ramah, and we don't make those brachas. Even though the Mishnah Berurah says you should make those brachas because they have a source for it in the Gemara. So why not? Okay, I guess we'll sign off now because Peretz is playing coronavirus or something. Yeah. All right.
My son needs to take $4 Amos away from me.
What?
My son needs to walk 4 Amos away from me.
I hear. Okay.
Is he coughing?
That's not his Lando. That's not his issue.
He's in yeshiva. You remember your yeshiva days? He was in the inside of a shower for years.
Yeah.
So Yaakov, your flight's still on?
As far as I know, it's still on.
You just fired like 1,000 LL. You're not taking LL, thank God.
That's to Europe. That's to Europe.
Yeah.
Are they
Is
quarantined?
Turkey is
I'm
not
going
part
through
of Europe?
Turkey. What?
Yeah.
Turkey's not part of Europe?
I don't like that. It doesn't seem like it hit Turkey yet. Does LL fly to Turkey?
Yeah.
I don't think LL flies to Turkey. LL flies to Turkey?
Well, sorry, you said in case it was $3 lunch, you said it was $2.
I don't hear.
Anyways, yeah.
Hey,
You have to quarantine, yes.
Hope not, man. Hope not.
All right, good luck.
All right. Have a good night, folks.
When's the flight out?
When are you going?